Well, would you like to know what the passersby outside of Daly's place heard next? Because we didn't, unfortunately, the audio actually worked for some of this for me, but the learning tree Chris Jericho in the ring. And he's got the FTW title belt that he won from Hook, and he's got his nameplate on it now, the learning tree Chris Jericho. But do they think that he's like doing the Bill Murray lounge singer imitation, over the top version of a lounge singer is what Jericho is doing, the over top version of a heel wrestler. All the cliches, but with a wink in his eye. I'm bask in my glory, the magnitude of me type of thing. And thank you. I know you all were supportive of me. This is just suddenly is he schizophrenic? Is he on some kind of psychotropic medication that has completely changed his public personality over the past 2 months or whatever? Or is it just that everybody realizes that he's inventing another thing for him to do and it's not believable and it's over the top, that doesn't get real heat, it gets go away heat, and that's why they're chanting, please retire at the pay-per-view? Your comments, please.
It took a while, but the AEW fans all seemingly caught up with what was really happening. Jericho's matches were terrible, his angles were terrible, his feuds were terrible, his promos were lame, his ideas were lame, and no one ever came out of it for the better except for him, because he survived. He should just trademark the bloodsucker, because that's really what it's becoming. And did it to Hook. Now they're playing into that, which I think in their eyes is the brilliant part.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was going to ask you, is it might be brilliant to play into it by this giving him a real evil edge. Fuck you people, the way you think about me now for all I've done for you and blah, blah, blah. And instead it's the over-the-top fake parade wave. Oh, yes, we've all done it together. I'm basking in the booze that I think are cheers somehow.
It's everything. It was the promo where he announced that we're sports entertainers, not wrestlers. Nothing is believable. Jericho has bad ideas, and then he poorly executes the bad ideas. And this reeks of Jericho. Copyright that, Chris, or trademark it, whatever it may be. This reeks of Jericho.
But now, you know what? The reek of Jericho instead of the list. But you would think that if you had a rotten idea and executed it poorly, that would be a double negative and it would turn out good. But apparently it doesn't.
But again, he's stuck in the Jericho vortex where his own head is sucked inside his own ass. So I think because of that, it's tough for Chris to really see what's the expression?
Well,
the sky, if not for the trees.
You can't see the forest for the trees.
That's right.
He might not be able to see the wind, the way the wind is blowing for his colon, but I'll tell you what, he ought to be able to smell it. But anyway, then Big Bill came out, and they've got him do the same thing. Remember, we were talking about Big Bill last couple times we saw him talk. He had a little fire to him. He and Ricky Starks, who apparently is on the Federal Witness Protection Program now, were the tag team champions.
Again, Ricky Starks has disappeared multiple times, especially when things were going on. You can't right now say that things wouldn't be better if they kept the belts on Big Bill and Ricky Starks and just had Sting retire without the tag belts.
Yes, of course it would.
But now, not only did that not happen, they broke up the tag team. Because now he's going to be working with Jericho. We've already seen Jericho and Ricky Starks. We don't need to see that ever again.
Well, and that's the thing, is Big Bill came out and did the same point. That's the point I was making before you interrupted me. He was doing good on the talking. He was doing good on the working. We were praising him, petting him on the head. But now he came out and either he doesn't believe this shit or it's just that the material is rotten and it's not natural to him. But he's doing the equally over-the-top kiss-ass promo about how great Chris Jericho is and how he wants to sit under his learning tree instead of saying, hey, be Big Bill and say, hey, Jericho, a lot of people say different things about you, but you've made it to the top and you've stayed there. And if you put a knife in somebody's back, well, I'd like to learn the right spot to put a knife in a motherfucker's back, too. So how about you teaching me some of this shit? And I'll help you out because I'm a big man, as you've noticed, and I cover the ground I walk on. That type of thing.
As you've noticed.
As you've noticed. Instead, he comes out, he's verbally blowing him. So it's a suck-up promo, but anyway, so now Big Bill, as you mentioned, and Little Chris.
And no one gave a shit. And this in front of friends and family in Jacksonville. And 50 military free tickets for seat fillers.
Yes.
And they didn't give a shit. This Jericho stuff's getting lamer and lamer and bombing more and more in front of their fans. I can't wait to see where this goes. Because of the fan reactions.
Well, yeah, that's... I mean, then can he say, well, yes, they're supposed to boo me. Yeah, but they're not supposed to fucking stand up, turn their backs, and throw rotten tomatoes, Chris.
Yeah, again, the pay-per-view, they chanted, please retire and go home, Jericho. And the spin on the Observer site, from what I saw, was that he had great heat. He had just amazing heat. Fans were saying, go home. They weren't even saying go to his home. They were actually calling for the finish. Go home! Go home!
Wait a minute. I'm thinking about, they like to do the sing-alongs, like I'm trying to get the tune. We'd like to see you gone. Please leave for good. We'd like to not see you here or there or anywhere. Would that work?
That may work on that topic real quick. Apparently I was right. They really do chant for him. I'll spray, I'll spray, I'll spray, I'll spray.
Oh, God damn it.
This is the time. There's never going to be a better time than now to bring it up because of the singing.
Well,